Good morning and welcome to the Timeline Broadcast. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Carissa Steele. MBU has a wide variety of students from all ages, races, hometowns, and ethnic backgrounds. MBU has made it a focus to celebrate diversity on campus. A great place to start is with the new Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion headed by Mr. Alonzo Metcalf, the coordinator of EDI, and Jada Jones, the student contact for the office. Their mission is to look at diversity and inclusion through a biblical lens. They are striving for equality on a community level as well as a societal level by the things they discuss and do as an organization. For those of you who don't know, MBU Timeline is more than just a weekly broadcast. There is actually an entire news network attached to the name MBU Timeline. And with the help of Dr. Means and Mr. Metcalf, the network is constantly evolving in the best way possible. One of the recent changes that MBU Timeline will undergo in the very near future is an entire rebranding of the website, including things like new logo, header, and other aesthetic-related improvements. We all know the fantastic performances that the theater program puts on, but this spring they have been working on a different type of project. The MBU Theater Department has partnered with Your Works STL, an organization that uses one-on-one tutoring, creative writing workshops, and collaborative writing projects. These programs help local youth in underserviced areas of St. Louis to find their creative voices. The story they will be telling is called We Own Our Future. It was written by high schoolers and will be performed by our students. You can catch a live showing of the short story Friday at 7:30 p.m. in the chapel or on YouTube Live both Friday and Saturday at 7:30. Could anyone else use another week off spring break? I know I could. Coming back to the reality of waking up with early alarm clocks and seeing homework deadlines has everyone lacking motivation. To bring some happy vibes to everyone today, we asked MBU students to send in pictures of their dogs to be shown on Timeline. It's impossible for anyone to be in a down mood when appreciating our fur babies. Let's take a look. How precious was that? Thank you to everyone who submitted pictures of your dogs. Whether you feel like this year has drug on or flown by, registration for fall 2021 semester is already being discussed. On Monday, March 22nd, pre-registration for the 2021-2022 school year will begin, so make sure to get in touch with your advisors as soon as possible. To keep the good news coming, Open Hall is back in the residence halls. It's been over a year since residents were allowed to have guests, but since COVID-19 cases in Missouri are down right now, MBU is allowing residents to have guests in their dorm room from 6 to 10 p.m. each day, with main lobbies open 24/7. Guests of the opposite gender must check in with on-duty RAs with their student ID. While in the halls, you must still take safety precautions by wearing your mask at all times when having guests. Here's Hannah with sports.
What is up, y'all? I'm Hannah Leahy, and I am back to give you the latest and greatest in the world of Spartan sports. Spring break, not for the MBU athletic community. Coaches, athletic trainers, and athletes were all still in the office, working, training, and playing all week long. There were no home events during spring break, but we had a ton of teams show great success on the road. First up is the lacrosse program. Both the men's and women's teams have been killing it on the road. The men are currently on a 3-game win streak, defeating St. Mary's in their most recent game 18-11, while the women smoked the same school 21-1, which is actually the most goals scored in a single MBU lacrosse game since 2015. Together, the Spartans went 4-0 to round out their break. It definitely makes sense why both Spartan Athletes of the Week this week are lacrosse players. Congrats, Jordan and Ian. Speaking of successful road trips, men's and women's soccer did the same darn thing when they headed to Lyon College last week. Both teams came away from the 5-hour haul to Arkansas with 3 goals apiece and 2 more conference wins under their belt. This resulted in another sweep of Athletes of the Week, but this time it was in the AMC. Maddie Mrazek and Maddie Gentry won AMC Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week, while Louis Perez and Wessel Barenshaw did the same thing on the men's side. Way to go, y'all. All 4 of these teams will be back with home play this week, so be sure to tune into the Spartan Digital Network for those upcoming events. We wish you all the best of luck moving forward. Football saw another tough week of contests as they took on the St. Ambrose University Fighting Bees and lost 36-14. Despite falling to a 1-4 record overall, the guys are leaning on one another and really finding that team camaraderie through the tough games. They will be back at Spartan Field Saturday at 5. Women's wrestling had some exciting news coming out of their trip to the NAI National Tournament. 2 MBU wrestlers, Tiana Askew and Shania Gowan, both placed in the top 8 of the tournament, in which case they were both named NAIA All-Americans. These 2 are only the 3rd and 4th women in program history to be named to the All-American team, and it was definitely well-deserved. Last but not least, MBU's newest sport, stunt, had their first competition ever over the weekend. Despite facing some pregame challenges, the all-girls team rose to the occasion anyways. Although the result wasn't in MBU's favor, the future of this team is really looking bright. We cannot wait to see what this powerful girl gang will do. Congrats on making history. That is just about all the time I have today, everyone. But as always, shout out to all the sports teams at MBU. We see you and we are so proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Back to you, Carissa.
Thanks, Hannah. Don't forget to use your Spartan Safe app every day, as it is a requirement to enter campus to keep you and everyone safe. Be sure to answer all the questions and get your green badge. If you have any questions about the MBU COVID-19 protocol, please visit the link on the screen. That's all for this week's Timeline Update in the News. For more stories like these from around the MBU community, visit MBU Timeline. Thank you for watching and see you next week.